They're not even gay, so why are they fighting for the LGBTQ+ community? In Thailand's glittering entertainment world, these 10 male celebrities chose courage over comfort. They don't just act in LGBTQ+ roles, they show up in real life. Publicly, proudly. Not for attention, but because they believe in love without limits. Stick around, some of these names will surprise you. In the glamorous world of Thai entertainment, where image is everything and silence is often safer, Sahaphap Wongratch, known to millions as Mix, has chosen something far more courageous: allyship. One of the most beloved actors in the BL genre, Mix doesn't just play gay characters, he celebrates them. He brings them a heart, sincerity, and humanity that makes viewers feel understood, perhaps for the first time. But more than that, he has used his real-life platform to stand with the LGBTQ+ community not just once, but many times, with quiet courage. In a 2021 interview with the Standard Pop, Mix made it clear, "I support equal rights and believe that everyone has the right to love who they love." That's more than just a statement. It's a promise to be better, do better, and lift others up in every field he's involved in. Unlike some actors who keep a safe distance from queer stories after the cameras stop rolling, Mix has done the opposite. During the international success of A Tale of a Thousand Stars, a film that was praised for its tender, meaningful portrayal of same-sex love, Mix fully engaged in the conversation. He never shied away from the topic at fan meetings and media interviews. He spoke honestly, passionately, and freely, making it clear that he sees LGBTQ+ people not as characters to play, but as human beings worthy of respect. He also broke down the barriers between acting and real-life empathy with his Korapat co-star. And when Pride Month rolled around in 2023, Mix celebrated openly, attending LGBTQ+ events, sharing supportive fan art, and posting messages of love and solidarity. It wasn't just a performance, it's a friend showing up because he genuinely cares. In a culture still learning to accept difference, Mix has become a rare thing. A straight celebrity who not only supports the LGBTQ+ community, but actively fights for it. He's proven that allyship isn't just about saying the right thing. It's about standing up, showing up, and creating space for others to express themselves. He didn't have to do any of that. But he did, because he understands that representation isn't just about who's on screen, but who's speaking up when the screen is off. So think about it. Have you ever seen a public figure use the spotlight to shine a light on someone else? What does true advocacy look like to you? We're building a space where those questions can be asked. A space that's open, fun, and loving for everyone, everywhere. In the flashy world of Thai BL dramas, where emotions run high and fan adoration runs even deeper, Gemini Norawit has emerged as a shining star, not just for his acting, but for his heart. From the moment he stepped into the spotlight with My School President, audiences noticed something different. He doesn't just act. He brings sincerity to every glance, every line. But what makes fans really love him? It's how he comes off screen, with kindness, humility, and a clear commitment to supporting those who are often left out. In a culture where young male celebrities are often encouraged to stay away from anything controversial, Gemini has embraced the LGBTQ+ community, not shunned them. Gemini is not a show-off. His companionship is in the details. During Pride Month, he doesn't just post rainbow emojis and call it a day. He shows up. At fan meetings, he holds up pride flags donated by LGBTQ+ fans with quiet pride. In interviews, he speaks candidly and confidently. Everyone should be proud of themselves. Love everyone. One of the most notable examples of his advocacy came in 2023, when he and co-star and close real-life companion, Nattawat, teamed up on a campaign to promote LGBTQ+ visibility. Rather than shying away from rumors or resorting to marketing tactics, Gemini responded with warmth and respect. His focus wasn't on denial or clarification, it was on making sure everyone felt seen and included. When asked about the outpouring of support he's received from the LGBTQ+ community, he smiles and simply says, "I'm so grateful. I want people to feel safe around me." For many fans, especially young LGBTQ+ audiences across Asia, Gemini represents something they rarely see in mainstream media: a male idol who doesn't flinch when the word gay comes up. He doesn't deny his feelings. He doesn't shy away from fan-generated narratives. He embraces love in all its forms. In doing so, he's quietly redefining masculinity: gentle, supportive, and deeply empathetic. The is voice that listens, respects, and stands by you when you need it. He shows that you don't have to be gay to care deeply about the lives of queer people, and that sometimes being a true ally means choosing love over fear, presence over convenience. So it's worth asking, can someone like Gemini, who is unlabeled but incredibly compassionate, do more for the LGBTQ+ community than those who are stifled by fear? And who are the allies in your life who make you feel seen, even without saying a word? Share your thoughts in the comments. We need to build a space where stories like yours are valued, where respect, joy, and meaning exist side by side, where we remind each other, you don't have to be loud to make a difference. Krit never set out to be a role model. He just wanted to sing. He wanted to act. He wanted to tell beautiful stories. But between the spotlight and the silence, he became something more. Born Krit Amnuaydechkorn, he shot to fame in I Told Sunset About You, an American gay drama that redefined gay storytelling in Thailand. Not with metaphor, but with tenderness. His portrayal of Tae wasn't just compelling, it was hauntingly real. But while many actors would have stuck to the script, Krit went above and beyond. He used the platform his fame brought him, not to distance himself from the gay themes that made him famous, but to amplify them. Krit's support for the LGBTQ+ community has never been ambiguous. It's clear, verbal, and demonstrated. In 2022, during Thailand's Pride Month, he walked the runway with his co-star Billkin, both wrapped in rainbow flags, hand in hand. It wasn't a scene from a TV series. It was real, public, and powerful. When asked why he was so publicly involved, PP said in an interview, "We shouldn't whisper about who we really are, we should celebrate it." That same year, he collaborated with Vogue and Thai LGBTQ+ organizations on campaigns celebrating gender diversity. His social media was filled not only with praise, but also with messages like, "Love is love, forever." And when fans, some still shy, others hesitant, reached out, he responded with kindness, warmth, and empathy. In a culture where many people are still shy about the subject, Krit not only showed up, but led with his heart. The truth is, not every actor in Southeast Asia is willing to take that risk. Some fear losing sponsorship. Others fear backlash from conservative fans. But Krit, he chose to be brave. And that bravery isn't just for show, it's changing things. Young people across Asia, especially queer teens quietly searching for their identity, have come out to him for helping them feel seen. Representation matters, yes, but so does solidarity. And Krit delivers both. He doesn't wear a label that isn't his, but he doesn't stay silent either. He stands with his community, not in front of them, not for attention, but because, as he once said, "If I have this platform and I don't use it to fight for love, what's the point?" That kind of standing is rare and powerful. What about you? Do you believe that artists like Krit can truly change the cultural mindset by choosing empathy over neutrality? Can one voice resonate into something greater? If Krit is the voice of quiet confidence, then the next person we're about to meet is the heartbeat of joyful rebellion. Meet Atthaphan Phunsawat, or Gun as his fans affectionately call him, a star who proves that fighting for love can be loud, joyful. Atthaphan Phunsawat, lovingly known to millions as Gun, entered the acting world when most kids were still learning to read. But unlike many child stars who quietly fade into oblivion, Gun has grown up. He's not just grown up, he's grown deeper. Fans admire his talent, but it's his sensitivity and sincerity that make him unforgettable. Behind his soft voice and piercing eyes is a young man who observes the world carefully, quietly questioning what's right, what's fair, and what it means to truly support others. In a conservative Thai media landscape where neutrality is often seen as the safest option, Gun has made a different choice. He didn't just speak out behind closed doors for the LGBTQ+ community. He came out and without hesitation. Gun's allyship was far from ambiguous. It was real, it was clear, and it was deeply personal. In June 2022, during Thailand's largest Pride festival in years, Gun joined thousands of people, not as a guest of honor, but as one of them. He held a rainbow fan, wore a pride symbol, and smiled not for attention but for empathy. He later posted a heartfelt photo of himself at the parade on Instagram, writing in Thai, "Love is love. Everyone deserves to be happy." And this isn't just a once-a-year gesture. Gun has repeatedly spoken out in support of same-sex marriage in Thailand and has publicly expressed his sympathy for LGBTQ+ fans and co-stars. In interviews when asked about playing a gay character, he never shied away. Instead, he spoke about his responsibility to portray love stories that are authentic, not caricatures. His performances on shows like Theory of Love and Not Me aren't just beloved by fans, they're also acts of quiet support. He treats every scene with respect, dignity, and a belief that love, in all its forms, should be celebrated, not censored. Gun may not identify as a part of the LGBTQ+ community, but his role in the movement is no less important. He represents something we rarely talk about, the power of straight allies who take action. He doesn't just post a rainbow emoji once a year. He lives his values. He lifts up queer creators. He protects his co-stars from negative media coverage. He cares about LGBTQ+ issues in a country where many celebrities remain silent. And perhaps most importantly, he listens. He listens to his fans' stories of coming out, of heartbreak, of isolation, and responds with empathy, not pity. That makes all the difference. In a space where acceptance remains a daily battle, figures like Gun help change the culture, not with outrage, but with presence, with love. And perhaps that's the bigger question for all of us watching. What does it really mean to be an ally? Is it enough to just say you support someone, or are you willing to show up for them even when it makes you uncomfortable? Let us know in the comments, because we believe that support is about actions, not just words. And Gun, he showed us exactly what that looks like. Ohm Pawat Chittsawangdee didn't become an LGBTQ ally by accident. He chose to be one, openly, consciously, and without hesitation. While many young actors might shy away from the gay roles that have made them famous, Ohm did the opposite. From the start, he embraced the characters, the stories, and the audiences that came with them. In films like He's Coming to Me and Bad Buddy, he played gay roles with an authenticity that went beyond the screen. It wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. And for his legions of fans across Asia, especially LGBTQ+ youth, Ohm wasn't just an actor. He was someone who saw them. But being an ally means more than what happens in front of the camera. In 2022, Ohm made headlines with his statement at the Line TV Awards. "Love is love. Everyone deserves to love freely." It wasn't just a cliché. It was a promise. Ohm continued to deliver that message throughout the year, posting supportive posts during Pride Month, attending inclusive events, and leveraging his large online presence to spread the word about LGBTQ+ issues. His Instagram and Twitter feeds aren't filtered by a PR team. They're filled with thoughtful, genuine support, retweets of LGBTQ+ campaigns, messages of solidarity, and kind responses to LGBTQ+ fans who thanked him for his representation. What really makes Ohm stand out isn't just that he stands up for the LGBTQ+ community, it's how he does it, with quiet determination, genuine humility, and unwavering sincerity. While some actors falter or fall silent when asked about representing the LGBTQ+ community, Ohm responds with grace. He never throws himself into the spotlight, instead lifting his colleagues up with subtle strength, always defending their integrity without making it his own. He doesn't claim to represent the community. He stands with them. There's no drama in his allyship, no showy gestures, just a steady presence, deep empathy, and a clear refusal to reduce same-sex love to acting. For many in the LGBTQ+ world, finding a public figure who supports them unconditionally is a rare thing. Ohm Pawat has quietly become one of the most trusted allies in Thai entertainment, not because he's loud, but because he's sincere. In a culture where silence is often safer, Ohm chooses to stand up. And in doing so, he tells millions, you matter, your love matters. What does a true ally look like to you? Is it someone who speaks up, or is it someone who listens and shows up even when no one else is looking? Share your thoughts in the comments. We celebrate all voices that contribute to a more open, joyful, and inclusive world. In a world that often measures success by the loudest voice, Nanon Korapat Kirdpan stands out. Not because he's the loudest, but because he's present. Known for his sensitive roles and emotional performances in Thai dramas like The Gifted and Bad Buddy, Nanon has quietly built a loyal fan base. But what makes him extraordinary is more than just his talent. It's his steadfast decision to stand up for the LGBTQ+ community. Not for show, not for attention, but because it's the right thing to do. In a country where LGBTQ+ media visibility is growing, but still met with social reluctance, Nanon doesn't just play LGBTQ+ characters with compassion, he also defends their humanity in real life. In numerous interviews, fan events, and press conferences, he has never shied away from LGBTQ+ roles or audiences. In fact, when asked directly whether playing a gay character affected his image, Nanon simply replied, "Love is love. I respect all kinds of love." There was no PR stunt, just the truth. The most powerful moments often come when no one is looking. As the Bad Buddy series exploded across Asia, fans not only praised the chemistry between Nanon and Ohm Pawat, but also the reception of Nanon's role, and more importantly, his audience. He was not afraid of same-sex intimacy on screen. Instead, he showed sincerity. In a now iconic interview, when a journalist tried to imply that BL dramas were just fantasy, Nanon gently but firmly interrupted. It's a reality for many people. We have to respect it. It wasn't a statement made to win applause. It was a moment of allyship embraced by the community. And when the LGBTQ+ pride flag appeared at his fan meetings, he didn't just smile. He proudly stood next to it. Actions like these speak volumes, and they raise a simple but profound question. In an industry that thrives on image, how many people are willing to risk their own image to protect the image of others? Being an ally means taking action even when it feels uncomfortable. And Nanon did just that, not by becoming a performer, but by choosing roles, saying lines, and making gestures that made it clear to LGBTQ+ fans, you matter. His presence in LGBT+ stories doesn't end when the cameras stop rolling. He amplifies LGBTQ+ voices, respects boundaries, and never condescends to queerness in a performance. That's rare. It's true. And that's why so many in the LGBTQ+ community see him as more than just a talented actor, but also a safe space. So we ask you, have you ever seen an actor whose silence speaks louder than 1,000 words? His quiet support resonates louder than any headline? Maybe that's why his presence is so profound. Because he doesn't claim to represent the LGBTQ+ community. He simply chooses not to look away. Stories like this remind us of how important these conversations are. Honest, uplifting, fearless, and we're so glad you're here. In Thailand's glitzy entertainment industry, Jumpol Adulkittiporn, better known by his stage name Off, has always stood out. Not just for his natural charisma or his youthful smile that lights up every frame, but for something deeper, something rarer. Off has been quiet, consistent, and unafraid to express himself for the LGBTQ+ community. Not grand speeches, not sensational headlines, just presence, integrity, and action. When Thai BL dramas started going viral, many actors took the safe route, carefully separating their real selves from their on-screen characters. But not Off. From the beginning, he made it clear, love is love, and respect is non-negotiable. Whether in interviews, fan events, or through his online presence, Off's message has been consistent. Same-sex love is not just acting. A moment that still resonates with fans around the world. During a 2022 fan Q&A, Off was asked if he ever felt uncomfortable filming romantic scenes with his longtime co-star Gun Atthaphan. His answer was simple but powerful. "Why would I feel uncomfortable?" he said, smiling. "I'm acting with someone I trust, and it's a love story, just like any other love story." That statement wasn't just an answer to a question. It broke down a wall. It showed thousands of fans, especially LGBTQ+ fans, that their love wasn't something they could shy away from. Off didn't need to label himself to make a statement. He did it with his actions. Since then, he's continued to support LGBTQ+ causes and publicly defend the community's right to exist, to love, and to thrive. From wearing pride-themed merchandise to speaking out in interviews, Off has used his voice not to center himself, but to amplify others. And in doing so, he's become more than an actor. He's become an influential ally. So what does it mean for someone like Off to stand up for the LGBTQ+ community? Not as a title, but as a habit. It means presence. It means safety. It means that for a young fan watching at home, unsure of who they are or whether they'll ever be accepted, someone like Off makes the world feel a little less hostile, a little kinder. Because sometimes, being an ally isn't about being the loudest. It's about being the most consistent. And Off is exactly that, which makes us wonder, in a world where silence is often safer, why do some people still choose to speak up? Is it because they see something worth fighting for? Or is it because, deep down, they know that love, all kinds of love, are worth seeing? Has anyone ever made you feel safe just by being themselves? Let us know in the comments, because that's the power of a true ally. When I Told Sunset About You aired, something changed, not just on Thai television, but in the way audiences viewed same-sex love portrayed on screen. And at the heart of that emotional breakthrough was Billkin, who delivered a performance that didn't sound like acting, but was very real. As Tae, he portrayed the awkwardness of first love, the confusion of identity, and the excruciating pain of heartbreak with surprising vulnerability. But what made his performance truly resonate wasn't just talent, it was belief. Belief in the story, belief in the character, and above all, belief in same-sex love. He didn't rely on stereotypes, he didn't soften the rough edges, he embraced them. That takes more than skill, it's empathy. Since then, Billkin hasn't just moved on to other roles, he's acted with purpose. In interviews, he's always been clear. He sees LGBTQ+ stories not as a genre, but as real-life stories that deserve attention. He's spoken about his deep respect for the community that has supported him and the importance of actors understanding, not just acting, these characters. In 2021, for HBO Asia's Pride campaign, he didn't just pose for a photo or repost a flag. He spoke up for what he believes in. Everyone deserves to be loved and seen for who they are. It's not a marketing ploy. It's a line he refuses to cross. Even when asked if he's afraid of being pigeonholed or misunderstood, Billkin's answer is simple. If a story is beautiful and important, why would I ignore it? In a world where some actors distance themselves from LGBTQ+ roles after their fame fades, Billkin stays. And that silence, his refusal to clarify or distance himself, has become one of his strongest statements. But what really sets Billkin apart is the way he treats his fans, especially those in the LGBTQ+ community. He doesn't just accept their praise. He engages. He thanks them. He asks them questions. He never talks about them. He talks to them. He understands that for many people, watching I Told Sunset About You isn't just entertainment, it's healing. It's the first time they've seen someone who looks like them, feels like them, and loves them, without shame. And Billkin, despite being a straight man, quietly upholds that responsibility. It's not just about allyship. It's about being human. Have you ever watched someone on screen and felt understood for the first time? Not because they were recreating your struggles, but because they were honoring your truth. That's what Billkin brings to the screen. He doesn't raise his voice to be noticed. He simply shows up with sincerity, and somehow, that quiet sincerity speaks volumes. And just when you think this sincerity is reserved for one generation, along comes someone like fourth Nattawat and proves that the future can be brighter than we ever imagined. In an era where everyone is trying to be famous, fourth Nattawat has maintained an incredible calm. He doesn't consider himself a trendy celebrity. Yet he is exactly the type of person this generation admires. Someone who doesn't make noise but is always present. From the moment he stepped into the spotlight, Fourth has carried something rare, a quiet faith. He has never had to wear a rainbow flag to show his support. His actions speak for themselves. In countless interviews, fan meetings, and behind-the-scenes moments, he has shown unwavering respect for the LGBTQ+ community, not out of obligation, but out of understanding. He doesn't play offensive roles, he plays them with all his heart. Isn't it wonderful when someone doesn't just say, "Love is love," but actually lives it? One of the most powerful moments came during Pride Month when Forth posted an Instagram story with a rainbow flag and a heartfelt message of support, unscripted, unedited, and heartfelt. It wasn't a headline, but it was heard. Fans across Asia flooded social media to thank him, not just for his words, but for the way he treated same-sex relationships on screen, with respect, care, and tenderness. In films like My School President, his portrayal of the emotional vulnerability of male friendship was never mocked. It was honest. He didn't shy away from queer-coded intimacy, he faced it head-on. And at press conferences, when asked about fan interpretations or queer themes, he answered without flinching. There were no defensive jokes, no discomfort, just grace. For many young queer people watching, Forth did more than just act. He showed them what it felt like to be seen. What makes Forth so powerful is that he doesn't try to be the face of anything. He doesn't speak for queer voices, he creates space for them. He doesn't see it as a trend, it's a thread woven into the fabric of who he is. And because of that, he has become something invaluable to many LGBTQ+ fans. Safe. Safe to watch, safe to admire, safe to believe. In a world where many stars speak out when it's convenient, Forth does it because it's right. And maybe that's why he matters. Maybe that's why he's remembered. When was the last time you felt truly seen by someone who didn't have to look like you to stand by you? This isn't just about highlighting an emerging actor, it's about celebrating someone who uses their light to shine on others. And in this space where conversations are open, honest, fun, and kind, we celebrate stories like his. Because sometimes, the strongest support comes from people who have never had to speak up, to make a difference. Max Nattapol Diloknawarit didn't become a star by accident. He entered the industry with a clear determination. When he took on the role of Korn in Together With Me, opposite Tulpakorn, he knew the stakes. Thailand is slowly accepting BL, but the film industry still sees same-sex love stories as a fad. Max refused to see it that way. From the first script reading to the last scene, he approached his character not as a gay role but as someone in love, complicated, vulnerable, hopeful. He didn't play it safe, he made it happen, and audiences felt the difference. His layered, authentic performance helped a generation of LGBTQ+ viewers see themselves not as side plots but as the story. And for many fans still searching for their identity, that image was not only comforting, but life-changing. Max has never needed to post daily affirmations to prove his support. But when he does speak up, it really matters. In interviews and public Q&As, he has made it clear. He believes love is love. In a 2021 interview, when asked about portraying gay characters, Max said something simple but powerful. It's not about gender. It's about emotion. About connection. That's what we stand for. And he hasn't stopped there. He has praised the LGBTQ+ community for their strength and courage and has repeatedly spoken out in support of Tool when fans and the media have made assumptions about their friendship. Max has called for same-sex marriage to be legalized in Thailand on more than one occasion. And what makes his advocacy so infectious isn't just what he says menhida case. He stands up for without needing praise. He lifts others up without putting himself at the center. Max walks the line between fame and advocacy with grace, proving that allyship isn't a performance, it's a practice. In an era where celebrities are quick to join the movement but slow to take an actual stand, Max's journey has been marked by something else: consistency. He doesn't just stand up for the LGBTQ+ community during Pride Month or whenever it's convenient. He's done it throughout his career, in every role, every statement. And that long-term advocacy has fostered something rare. Trust. Trust that he sees you. Trust that he values your story. Trust that he won't disappear when the conversation gets tough. So maybe the real question isn't, Is Max an ally? It's, what would the world be like if more public figures chose empathy over image? How about you? Have you ever felt truly understood by someone who didn't need to care, but chose to care anyway? A rare, gentle, unforgettable understanding. That's why we're here. To celebrate voices like Max's, not because they have all the answers, but because they remind us that something better is possible. This space is built for those moments, those connections. So tell us, what's your story? In a world of silence and certain answers, they chose to stand up, speak up, and show love. And honestly, that deserves more than a round of applause. It deserves a rewatch. Thanks for watching. If this video made you smile, think, or scream finally at the screen, please like, subscribe, and check out the rest of our videos. We promise there will be more attractive. And hey, don't be shy. Leave a comment below. Whether you're a fan, a skeptic, or just here to enjoy the ride, you're welcome. Every voice counts, even yours, the curious and questioning viewer in the back. Yes, we see you. See you in the next videos.